Hey guys, talking with Cyclone FPV, and it was a pretty sunny day today, but it looks like we may have a storm coming in. So here's the deal. It is now Sunday, 5:12 in the evening, and I am going to have sushi with my wife tonight. That is my treat for kicking butt today and getting a bunch of work done. But before I go, here's the deal. Today we're going to be doing a live build, okay? And I'm just going to open this up here and get everything going just like that. Today we're doing a live build, and here's the story behind this build. So I am building a gentleman a Titus 3, the Titus America edition, the HD edition, okay? Now I pulled that off of our website over the last couple of days. I changed the modification on it for the last week, actually, week and a half. And turns out that when I sent it to the customer, what I decided to send in place of it, like the modifications, just weren't up to par. And he was very disappointed. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Last night he expressed to me, sorry, I'm cleaning up my bench. Last night he expressed to me how disappointed he was, and that kept me up all night, because I will tell you that if there's one thing is for sure is I take a lot of pride in my work, and this one I went out and tried to make a modification that would be probably a little bit more in line with what most of my customers like, but probably the experienced customers would have liked it to have been the other way, and this happens to be one of them. So I said, you know what, bud, you got it. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to cut you a brand new frame, and I'm going to make you one today. All right, so that's what I did. So I'm going to get this ready for Matt. Matt, guy's name is Matt. He's really honest guy, real good guy, and likes to support. And he made that very clear. He likes to support local small businesses, and it's my job to make sure that he is taken care of. So let me explain to you guys first what we're going to be building today. And I know Matt said he's going to be trying to watch this because I wanted to explain to him the differences between the frames. I also want to show you guys something really cool. So the new laser cutter that we have, right, and you'll be seeing more on this. This actually cut this for me, and I get to make a small prototype in wood to see how I like it. So I don't. I'd like to fly that frame. Oh, listen, it's a fun frame. It's going to be badass. But let me show you guys what the difference is. So here's the original. Here's the original. Okay, this is the original Titus, and this is an awesome frame. This is the one that I run right here. All right. This is a 4mm version, which is the higher end version for like a heavier quad, and this is a 3mm version, which is if you're not going to put on a bunch of stuff, then this one would be great, and it hauls butt too. However, I made some modifications to this one, and let me show you the new one. So I went and made some mods in the wood and cut it, then made some additional mods. So let me just show you what we're working with now. This is the V2 basically, which means that nobody will be getting the V1 anymore. I made that change, but I forgot to update the website, so I've updated. So here's the deal. First thing is, this America HD frame is coming in 4mm only, okay? The second thing is, if you look at the supports, okay, just take a look at here, what you can see. They've been, what I made modifications for a 25 by 25, remove the 16 by 16, because I won't sell a 16 by 16 stack anymore. I haven't had much success with them, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Added for 11s and 14, 15s, 11s and 12, and then 14 and 15 series motors. So you can see here we have the 25 by 25 and we have the 20 by 20 in the center. Then I extended the arms. This is a 30 mil, or sorry, I multiplied by 10 when I'm drawing. So this is a 3 mil thickness. This is a 4 mil. So all the outside is now 4 mil thick. Okay. Hey, what's up, Bryce? I'll hit you up as soon as I get done, bud. You got it. Enjoy your dinner. Tell your family I say hi. So you got 4mm on the outsides versus 3. And let me see what else we added for both style motors. And then I want to say, so what I did was I also widened the camera mount so that we had more room to put a thicker camera in, okay? So all in all, the point being is this is the upgraded frame. This is the new Titus frame. Now the America edition HD edition does come in 4mm. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Jesse, man, I'm almost done pulling parts, man. It's a bit of task, but looks like we're gonna get it. But this one does, because it's getting LEDs and everything. So this is gonna be a long build. I will tell you right now, guys, that I am going to dinner with my wife for sushi. There's no exception. So I'm not modifying that in any way whatsoever. So I'm hopefully going to get done with this, but it may become a two-part series tonight because my wife has let me work all day to get caught up. And as a matter of fact, I spent the entire day. Last night I was up really bothered by the fact that I had let this guy down and it just wasn't right. It's not me. It's not what and I'd love to just, there's just a ton of crap going on, and unfortunately, I let myself down even. So to the customer, I did apologize. I owed him better than that. He knows it. I know it. And now I'm going to make it beyond awesome. So that's what we're going to do. And guys, I'll tell you that well, anyways, it doesn't matter. We don't get into all that stuff. So let's just get to it. I also redid the GPS mount, and that will be actually mounting on the top plate. And then the antenna will mount on that for the Vista. Therefore, hopefully, one of the things he mentioned was any kind of vibrations or whatever we can avoid. And I think that's going to help take him out. Here's our front bumper. So that'll fit nicely right here. That should fit perfectly right there. Yep. Okay. So let's just get started, shall we? So here's what we're going to be using. We've got the F4 HGLRC. This is a pretty tedious build. We've got 4 ESCs, individual 50 amps. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out and get them ready. And like I said, this is going to be kind of a long build. What up, Richard? Well, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. Just, getting work done. Waiting to see when prices are going to start falling on components again, because right now it's a little ridiculous. And having fun. I got to give a shout out, though. First, let me give a shout out to my kiddos. Ashton, Landon, and Jaden. I got to tell you, man, yesterday my youngest son, Jaden, was in his first tackle football game, and I couldn't have been more proud for that kid. I'm so proud of him. Ashton is back at school kicking butt, and of course, my son, Landon, who is rocking and rolling with straight A's, getting ready to do track. I mean, anyways, shout out to my boys. Wish they could be here tonight. Wish they could be here every night. We'll get into that conversation, but I will tell them, hopefully if they're watching at some point, love you guys. I will see you soon. All right. Also want to give a shout out to Jeff and Julio. Man, I tell you what, I brought Julio in there. Julio, as you know, came to work with us full-time as of July 15th. And, and I got 2 Julios in the chat. Hey, Julio Torres and Julio Rodriguez. Powerline FPV is in the house, right? So Julio came on board full time, and let me just tell you, what he's done in a month, I couldn't get done in 6 months with contractors or anybody else. That guy is I mean, unbelievable. And I gotta give it, just as much shout out to Jeff. I mean, Jeff is sitting there rocking and rolling, and he's in the heat, and you know what? The guy's just pushing us nonstop. I mean, he's getting the name out there, and it's you come across a lot of a-holes in your life, right? You come across a lot of people that just they make you question the human race, and then you run into people like Julio and Jeff, and you're like, you know what? There's still hope. Although they're older like me, so there's really no hope for the young generation. Y'all are screwed. But for the rest of us old guys, there's still some good guys out there. So God bless them, man. They are as good as gold, and I will tell you that they have been nothing but helpful with me while I'm dealing with our family stuff. They've understood, and that's what it's all about. All right, I hear people talk about family this and family that all the time. It's one thing to talk about it, man. It's another thing when people just show you, and I tell you what, they show you unconditionally. They show you. So to you guys, you are blessings to me. So thank you, and will not shed a tear for you though. So don't even ask. Hey Kelly, how you doing? Okay, guys. So and Jeff Rowe, I see you. Jeff Rowe's in the house. All right. Look, guys, this is going to be a pretty big build, like I said, and I'm going to be taking notes along the way because I did modify this build. I did not want to do it the way the frame was. That's why I redid the frame. So let's get started. First thing is we're going to start with this board right here, and this is going to be the F4, the HGLRC F4 Mini. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the old man glasses on. I may see some of the text that you guys are putting up. I may not, but here's what we're going to do. So for this one, we are going to be using the pads because we are going to be running individual ESCs. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that I took this off of mine when I built it, which is the tab here, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that this time because I may turn this over. Not sure yet. If I do turn it over this way, it really doesn't make much of a difference, but we'll see. We're gonna try to save as much space as possible. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. So let's go ahead and just tin this up. And I will say this. What's that? What does it say, Richard? What DJI. Oh, this is the Nebula Nano. Okay, so we are starting our curriculum again, and you're going to see some cool things, but I'm going to go into some details on some of the stuff I'm doing because I know that this is may get shared with some of the students. Also, if you are planning on building your own and want to watch this video to do it, more power to you. I would love to get some feedback. But to really, man, I'm telling you, man, look at my eyes. Look at it. I mean, I can't see you because it's too. As I don't need magnification this big, but apparently I do when I'm working on soldering. Screw it. I'll own it. I'm not scared. Went to my eye doctor last week finally, and he did the test, and he says, "Man, your eyes, you need a new prescription." I said, "I think that your glasses are making it worse. Every time I wear glasses, my eyes just get lazy." And you know what he said to me? I swear on my kids, this is what he says. He says, "You know, we hear that a lot from people." He says, "What I can tell you is they did studies in prison." And I stopped there. I'm like, "Why I got to be prison?" Like, I mean, like, why is he referencing prison studies? But he's like, they did studies in prison with twins and so forth, ones that did have glasses and one didn't, and their eyes progressively, got the same, they move the same pace. So I guess his point was to try to say that glasses don't make it worse. I don't agree with that, but I'm not really sure what the prison part had to do with it. But anyways, all right, so we are going to tin the signal pads and that's why I love this board. This is a really awesome board, and I bought all the remaining stock from HCLRC, so if you want one, you can buy it from me. I like boards that have basically full PDBs built in, where I can use individual ESCs and I don't have to have a PDB added. So I'm just going to kind of go around this real quickly. So let's just go ahead. We've tinned it. We've already added our flux to it. So let's just go ahead and get it tinned up. Okay. I should have something to hold this, but I like to make sure that it's not overheating, so I'll keep my finger on it. All right, look at that. Beautiful. Everything's tinned up, gorgeous. Give you guys a little quick look at that one. So as you can see, I know it's a little blurry, but as you can see right now, that's the entire board tinned except for the pads right here. So we'll go, oh my God. What's up, Matthew Howitt? What's up, my brother? So Matt and I are up at like 2 in the morning shooting shit. Well, it's 2 in the morning. It's 2 my time. It's like he's California, so it's nothing for him, But we're always running some goofy ideas about things we're going to be doing. So if you see a drone with some wappy-jawed 3-tiered leveling setup, that's because Matt and I probably came up together and came up with a stupid design that we're just having fun doing. But Matt's good people, guys, and anyways, just a great guy. Just a great guy. He is the Grim Reaper of drones, though. I hear the music, the death music when he comes live. Oh yeah, well, I like tinning this stuff. It comes out real nice, I don't know if you can, I don't know if you see that, but whoops, there. So I love soldering. Soldering is my favorite thing to do. So for me, it's a piece of cake here to kind of get peace. Now I am going to use the bottom. I'm going to flip this over and use the bottom. I'm going to try to do this without making my desk messy. This could be complete nonsense, but we're going to try it. Because my wife spent half the day helping me clean this area. Because we're moving to that new place, our new building. Julio and Jeff been getting all that stuff going. But until we get there, I'm still having to work here. And it's getting pretty rough. So I'm going to go ahead and spread the solder here and put my cap right here. Okay? So like I said, if you can hold it in your hand, you're good to go. You haven't overheated it. So we're going to leave that there. And I will put it just like this. So I'm going to get 25 mil screws. Okay? I don't kill them. I test them hard. Yeah. Aha. Well, you do. You and Jeff Hardy. Okay, so somebody asked me. I want to point this out while we're doing this. Is somebody asked me why or how or whatever it is when I do the holes, when I do a CNC, you basically are threading the screw, right? It's not pushing through. Well, it's not going to push through at all. I'm trying. It's going to pop right back out. So here's the deal, right? I mean, you could try all day long. It's not going to go. So here's the deal. there are kind of tricks to get this done, and it really depends on if the person who's doing the CNC work, and I hate to say it like this because it's going to sound bad, but you can use one bit to do the whole thing. You can cheat and use a bigger bit than you should. That'll cut faster, but it doesn't make the quality as good. I prefer to use a bit that is exactly the size that I need and then spin it faster. Well, long story short, the holes don't come out at 2 mil. They come out just shy of 2 mil, and therefore the screws will sit in tight. All right? So don't think it's a mistake. It's actually intentional, because what you do is you remove the wiggle, okay? So if you take a regular frame, and I'll try to find, let me see. Okay, let me see if this is right. Here's an HGLRC frame, right? And this is like any other frame. But let's look at this frame. And it's a brand new frame. So if I put the screw in, right, go straight in. And then I have this, you can, well, I don't know if you can see that, but like you can see the screw, it sags, okay? The screw will sag. And I know from the top you may not be able to tell, but let me just try it like this. Oh, maybe you can tell. I don't know. Let me see. Get these stupid glasses off for a second. I'm going to show you. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. Okay. So the screw is in there. Put it against my shirt, see how white background. You see how that's sagging down, right? So you have that much play. Okay. So here's the difference. Now let's go back, and I'm just going to do this because I want people to. Okay. So here's ours, right? First of all, it's not going to slide through. It can't. I'm pushing on it. It's not going through, right? The hole is just big enough for that only. Now, let me go ahead and I'll just do this way. I'm not going to pull out the electric thing for this. Okay. All right. Now, let me show you again, and you can use the white background to see. Okay, so there's the screw. Now, there's no sag in this screw at all. This screw is straight, okay? So if you compare the two, and again, it's just because I know we're going to be teaching this in a class, so I want to at least give a reference. So if you were to look at these two, right, there you go. You can see the top one going down and the other one's going straight. That's the difference, right? What that does is I prefer the fits to be spot on. I prefer, it does take a little bit more work to do that, but like I was telling the gentleman who owns this, you know, it's I take pride in this, and man, I don't know, sometimes when life gets you and gives you stress, you just make a few oopses, and I made an oops. So, but I do take great pride in my work, and damn it, you know, there's not a day off. But anyway, so that's the point behind that one. So yeah, I actually use a 2 mil bit. But there are tricks, and I know it doesn't sound possible mathematically, but there is tricks to CNC less out of it, depending on the speed that you're cutting. All right, so there we go. First thing, after 18 minutes, we got 4 screws in, and I'm supposed to finish this and be able to go eat sushi. God help me. All right, let's get some standoffs. Okay, and the big thing here is we want to make sure that we do not press. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure if I'm going to use these or not yet, because I do not want to press this board too hard. Although if I leave the front piece on, I think I'll be okay. I think what I'm going to do to protect this a little bit, though, is I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape, because one of the things that I've noticed happening to people is they're compressing their boards, and when they wreck, that little bit that's left touches, and then next thing you know, you've shorted out your board. So these are little things that kind of will go a long way down there. There's no need to take off both pieces. Just stick one side down. And now I know that I'm not going to, yeah, I don't sound surprised anymore. Now I'm like surprised if it hasn't broken. All right, so that's gonna work perfect. So here's the other thing that we're doing, right? So now that we've got this down, the next thing we need to do is figure out, we're going to be putting the Vista on here. So let me just see how I'm going to get this done. All right, so what we're going to do, and that could be my kids. Hey, Al, how are you? How are you, sir? Sorry, guys, I just want to see if my son... Okay, those are my kids. All right, so now what we're going to do is let's add another one. And we'll put this one here. And I'll see if I like this setup. I mean, we're going to see in just a little bit. What I can tell you is there's no way the screws are going to reach to the top of this Vista, and I'm not expecting them to. I'm just expecting this Vista to not touch the USB on this board, which will then sit perfect. So what I may do here, yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so we're going to take a piece of heat tape. Let me grab that real quick. Here we go. Actually, I have other tape that's specifically for this, and if some of you remember the Tarsier, it's the same tape they use in the Tarsier because they placed the USB too close. But in this case, I'm just going to put this right here just because. The fact that the two may touch each other honestly has nothing to do with it. Hey, Steven, how you doing, my friend? Al and Steven, I'm glad you guys are able to join us. I am just now trying to get this set. All right. So I think we're going to be good with that. All right, back to the old man glasses. There we go. And we are going to be using XT30. So we're going to make our own XT30 here. Just a second. Okay. What cables did I get with this? None. Thank you, HGLRC, for nothing. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to pull an XT30. No, I already have one I made. Sweet. So we'll use that. And I'm going to pull a cap. It's all right. I'm just trying to get this one out of the drawer. There we go. All right. Okay, so here we go. As far as my placement, I'm going to, one of the things that we added to this new is this way right here. So the motor wires were actually run up here and straight across now, which, so I'm going to probably, let me see, I may just go to about right here. So let's go ahead and get this mounted. Let's get some shrink on there. Okay. That's good. I don't need it to be longer than the other one, so that's fine. Okay. Go. I'm smashing. What does it say? Sorry, I've got these big. I've been trying to tell them. Send me some. Stick. Shit. I'm trying to read, but these big ass things, it's too zoomed in, and then I don't know. I'll come back in just a minute and try to catch up. All right. Anyways, let's just get going here. So I'm going to go ahead and tin this up here now. Where's my pen? Here's where things start getting really all over the place. So we need is fine. Oh, I put them both back. All right. Not great. All right. That's good. Hey, what's up, Dustin? Excellent. That'll work. Hey, Jack is in the house. What's up, Jack? Steven, I've got the 4-inch long range that I was working on for a customer, and I will be putting it out probably tomorrow or Tuesday. So if you'll give me a little bit of time here, I will show you that one. It was in replacement because they asked why if we're carrying the Recon, and I said no, we're not going to be carrying that right now. For my own reasons, I guess. But in either case, though, I will have that for you. So yeah, you should see it here shortly. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Jack, what's going on with crypto, man? I'm up and down here. I'm going crazy. It's giving me a heart attack. Gotta do something about that. I'm expecting you to do something. Use your powers. All right. Anyways, we've got this done now. Now let's go ahead and get our XT30. Where did I put it? Here it is. I don't like that one. Just hold on a second. The gauge of that wire is way too small for this drone. I don't feel comfortable using that gauge, so we're gonna go with something a little bit thicker. Yeah, I know it's it looks like we got a pretty big storm coming, Dustin. I'm not looking forward to it. It's that Fred. Hey, yo, Fred. It's that stupid ass Fred storm that we're getting. Not looking forward to it, I guess. I think that's this one. I don't know. Maybe we're getting something else. Who the heck knows? All right. Oh, I got it. I have like 6 of them now. I've gone crazy. You're a bad influence. Just kidding. But I'm playing with small money, Jack. You're playing with big money. I don't play with big money. I ain't gotta play with big money. Small money. All right, let's go ahead and get this wire ready. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. Yeah, Jack, I'll print you one. It's easy. Yeah, it's one of my frames, Steven. It's one of my frames, and it's actually using a different kind of battery, not one that is really used much, but testing so far seems to do just perfect. So I'll send you that one. Jesse, why would you, what do you do? First of all, what are you soldering on a battery for anyway? But yeah, I'd say that if you put the battery on backwards, yeah, you probably fry the component. You got it, Steven. I will show you the frame here later, either later tonight or tomorrow. I'll send you a link to it. All right, guys, so we're good there. Now, let me see what we're going to be working on. So here's the deal. We have to lay out these. Now, this is the biggest pain in the butt of the entire build. Okay, so we've got these ESCs that we've got to lay out. And these are 50 amp ESCs. And we want to make sure we get them done right. And we want to make sure we have them in the right order. So like whether they're this way or the other way. They do they do take up quite a bit of room. And on top of these is going to be a an LED. So yeah, this is going to be quite the deal. So I'll put one here with a very quick jump. And then one here. This is where it's going to get really, really tight here. So I'm going to have to put one here for the front, and I'll decide which way I want to go. But nonetheless, it looks like no matter how I do it, we're going to be putting them this direction either case. This is going to be the big fun pain in the butt. But I'll turn the motor and run it to here. Perfect. I think that part's going to work good. All right, so let's just get started. I won't see much. This is a new version of the America. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? If y'all like toast, oh, if you like toast, that's funny. This is a V2 version with a new frame. I've got. All right, so let's go here. So let's see. Let's just make this consistent. So we're gonna mount here as close as we can. And we're going to give that much space for the wiring. All right, guys, so here it is. Let's go out on the limb and just cut it. Why not? So the two back ESCs will look identical. So let's go ahead and mock those up real quick. Okay, we'll get rid of all that. And the front ones will look like these. Let's see, where the hell do they go? There's two back ones. Set those aside here. Now, where's my other two? Here's one right here. Okay, so for the front ones, and we'll do the same thing basically. So this one's going to go ground. All right. And this one is going to go right here. But same pattern, so let's just cut them the same for now. These might end up being the same length. I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's see how close we are. Well, it's funny. The back ones are actually going to be shorter than the front. All right. So that's 3, and then here's 4. So let's get the 2 front ones ready. All I can think about is I'm getting sushi tonight. I'm so excited. All right. There we go. Now we'll cut the rest of the wires here. Hello, everyone. Hello. You taught me coughing? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I constantly cough. If it's me you're talking about, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm doing good. Health-wise, I should be good. Although I did have a testosterone. my doctor called me, said there's something wrong with my testosterone. I said, what's up, dog? He said, so, by the way, you should be around 700, I guess, level testosterone. I said, okay, what am I? He said, 3,000. I'm like, woo-wee! That would explain a lot. So, I don't know if that makes you cough. Let me tell you something. Oof. I'll take it. All right. So this is the front one here. Let's wind these up. I do not, obviously the signal, if you look at the flight controller, the signal pad and the ground are right next to each other. So theoretically, these wires are all going to be the same length. Okay. There's no reason why one would be longer because they're all going to the same area. So we're just going to go ahead now and cut all our signal and ground as well. It does look like the ground is like needing to be resoldered. They're kind of dainty on here, so I'm going to go ahead and touch those up while we're doing it. So let me do this one next. Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's work with the front ones first, shall we? So our goal here is to turn the front one like this and get the wire, oops, sorry, like this and get the wire over there. So what we're going to do is go ahead now and take off about 3 mil of wire. And because the signal and ground are running very short, I'm not worried about there being enough ground to wrap around the signal, but we'll still be able to do that anyway. Okay, so let's do that one. And we'll do one and make sure that all the measurements are good. Yeah, it does, I know. It's crazy, right? 3,000, I was like, holy crap. But, you know, I told her I think that their system is wrong. But when you tell a doctor you think their stuff is wrong, you might as well go ahead and just pay your bill and get the hell out as fast as you can because they don't tend to take that too nicely. All right, so let's go ahead and do this, and then let's get these done. I'm going to let that sit just a second to soak into all the strands. There we go. Let it soak in. Perfect. Okay, so as a test run on this, right, now they give you this long-ass heat shrink, okay? The problem is if you want to heat shrink this, you're going to usually do it in 2 stages because there's no way to get this in such a short run all the way to the back and then still be able to get to the front, because you have to obviously put this on before you put the motor on, or else you won't be able to get on at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in half. I'm going to feed, I believe half would be an okay length for this. So what I'm going to do is once I get this soldered, I'm going to feed half of it on and solder this end, leave the motor exposed, solder put the other half over this half. You'll see. Never mind. I can't explain it the way I really want to, so let me just show you. All right. So first thing is we're going to mock up what it's going to look like. Okay, so why single, and I'm just looking up so I see your question. Why single ESC? 4-in-1, then the motor's LEDs should have a few grams. 4 individual ESCs, wireless LEDs would add weight. Okay, so here's the deal. First of all, just the whole idea of the weight, right? So this drone, this quad right here has more power than you might expect. Most people wouldn't expect this to have as much power as it is. This is a 3-inch running 3600, 1407 3600 kV motors, right? They're the Chaos motors. And on top of it, they're running 50 amp ESCs, right? You can run a 6S on this one. It's probably one of the fastest ones I've really put out there that I would sell to a customer. The problem is if I went a 4-in-1 and then I put a flight controller and then I put the Caddx Vista, I'm standing very tall at this point, and that's not comfortable, right? Like, I don't want it to be too tall. It's too much exposed. So this is a great way to do it, on top of the fact that when you're putting a 6S into a 50 amp, let's just say, and you're flying it hard, I see more ESCs come back in here, or just people who need their stuff repaired because they're blowing one channel. They have a wreck, they didn't disarm fast enough. So there's a couple reasons why, but at the end of the day, the weight difference on this will not make enough of a difference to affect the thrust to weight ratio. And I'm going to give you the full thrust to weight ratio when I'm done, because right behind me, right there, are 2 machines that will do the benchmark. So we're going to benchmark this thing later, and you'll get an idea. But I'm going to say it's going to be pretty stacked. I have the 3 mil version of this as well, running the same motors, and it's pretty intense. Like, it's stupid fast. Or maybe I'm just a bad pilot. I'll own it. I suck it. I'm good crashing. I can crash better than most. Not better than Jeff. Not better than Matt, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. All right, so let me go ahead and get this ESC. I hate this. I hate this part. This stuff doesn't want to move. Let me see if I can get this on here. There we go. All right, so we're going to hang it over just a little bit. Just feed it just a little bit over the edge here. There we go. Just like that, okay? Give yourself about 6 millimeters of gap there to hang over, okay? And then we're going to get ready to place this on here to mock it up. And we know that our wires are going to have to reach here, which means this has to scoot down just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solder the power first, because I can solder the power and then move the ESC around. So let me go ahead. I'm going to solder the positive first. Let me go ahead and do that. And once that's on there, okay. Whoa, my tweezers, I didn't grab it right, hold on. There we go. Once it's on there, then I can pull this. Now I could, just like that. That's what I'm looking for, something just like this, right? Okay, now I can take the ground and do the same. Just like that. All right, now we're going to twist up our signal and our ground. And obviously our signal is going to go right there in a very small little blip right here. Okay, just like this. And it's like 1 second. Boom, that's it. And now we're going to kind of weave this ground right through one more time, so even get one more loop out of it, which we can. There we go. Oh, come on. Awesome, there we go. Okay, now with this one, we're going to add a little bit more solder to it because it needs to solder. I'm going to solder it right onto this ground. I don't even know if I have enough wire exposed. Now let me get a little bit more wire out. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead, solder that down onto the ground right there. There we go. Okay, now we can turn this ESC, lay it perfect, like right about here, just like that. Okay, so now our ESC is set. Let me see if I can get a little bit more room out of it. Here, just like that. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I won't be using zip ties, but I will use them to hold these things down in place while we continue. So let me just go ahead and get this down, and we're going to do our first motor and make sure that all of our measurements are spot on. Okay. So go ahead and get this down here, just like that. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna work perfect. All right. So now let's get a motor out. Hey, what's up from Bryan, Texas? This is a 50 amp FD50 ESC with a, this is the ones Brother Hobby made for us. These are the T1 series, Chaos 1407 3600 kV motors. They're pretty hoss motors. Okay, so what we said was we're going to run this down this direction. So let me go ahead and get the motor somewhat mounted. Okay. Oh, already came out. All right. Oh my God, I don't have patience for this. Thank you. Let's get out. There we go. And let's make sure these are going to work. This motor's really good because there's so much gap. That's perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. First, I obviously have to thread this. Perfect. I don't see why not, actually. Yes, I believe it will accept a hybrid. I think I even have one here, so I'll test that to verify later. But yeah, I don't think there's an issue I wouldn't accept it. But I'll verify for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this motor just mounted in. And when we do that, then we can figure out our wiring, and then we can use the same method for the second motor. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to wind it up here just like that, and we're going to just basically turn around and flip it right here. Okay, just like this. So that looks like a pretty good length to me. Let's cut it. Oh, done. Okay, so we'll use that for our guide for the next one, and now let's go ahead and get this done. So we're going to strip it, and then don't forget we still have to put the heat shrink on before we solder these on, but we can at least tin these, keep the table clean so my wife doesn't get mad at me, and we'll go from there. So I don't know if any of you guys saw, I know some of you who had just been watching, where the hell did it go? This. So I'm going to show you when I put this video together. It's actually going to be a longer video because I have the design, the testing of the frame. But this is really cool. So I know some of you may not have seen this, but this is the new method that I'm using. So we're a distributor now for the U.S. distributor for the Sculpt Fun laser cutting and engraving. So I used it today to make the frame so I could mock it up and test it before I cut the 4mm carbon fiber. Thankfully, I did this because I realized that the motor holes were wrong. And then I also realized that we had not extended some of these to 4mm. So this is really cool. This is also something you'll see coming out in the next few days. It's a secret right now, but it's pretty cool for another drone. But anyways, so if any of you guys are interested in any kind of laser work at all or doing that, I'm going to put a cool little video together on how that machine works. It's very affordable. But if you're looking to do anything at all, engraving, cutting, wood, drones, anything, it's pretty sweet. I like it. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to work, shall we? Okay, time to tin up our ESC. Time to tin up our wires. But you know, you could 3D print, right? But it takes a little bit longer. And I wanted to be able to just use the video that I made. It looks really cool because I actually carved and then burned into the wood and then cut out something else. So I think the overall video is going to be pretty neat. But it is a new process to use for making the drone frames and testing them out, especially if I'm fitting stuff, because waiting for a 3D print sometimes can be a pain. So, okay, I need this little sucker to scoot out of my way. It's still hot. Thank you. There we go. All right. Okay, and if you look here, obviously I'm not covering the entire pad. I don't need to, because the solder on the wires will flow. So please don't send me a correction just yet. Give me a chance. All right, so now that we're good, we know this fits, we're going to go ahead and cut this part out and get ready to put our second piece of, you know what, I'm going to have to put the first piece down though. So let me go ahead and heat this up, because I need it to shrink so I can fit the second one over it. Hey, babe.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
I told everybody we're going to sushi.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited.
So what are the chances of a favor right now?
Coffee or cold?
Man, I would love a coffee.
Where's your cup at? 'Cause I made you one earlier.
I know it's not done. I'm anticipating. I'm preparing.
Okay. All right, I'll go get it, sir.
Thanks, Mama. All right. So with that there, I don't want to put it on just yet. I need to cool just a little bit. So what we can do though is we get the other ESC and get going. And while that's cooling, I'm going to get started on this one. Make sure I still have the back ones here. Yep. So we're good to go. Hey, I'll tell her you said hi, Dustin. Sorry. What size 3-inch? Explain to me, like what's the frame size? Well, I tell you what, I just extended it 5 millimeters. That's a great question, and I'll tell you here in a second, because I didn't get a final measurement on it yet, but I think this is, even this changed. Hold on, I'll tell you. Well, why not? Let's see, I'm going to look on the machine, because it'll be better than my eyes. So, talking about a 130, a little over 133 maybe, but it's an awkward way to do it because of the way these are spaced out, but it's about 133 millimeters from here to here. Okay. So. And that's how, so what we did is moved the setup out 5 mil more, right, an additional 5 mil, which helps to clear everything, you see. But, so you're set. But that's about as much, that 5 mil difference, that 5 mil change. Hey, thanks. Look, I'm already finished with this one.
Chug. There you go.
There wasn't much left. Thanks, babe. Love you.
Love you.
Oh, Dustin said hi.
Hello, Dustin.
She said hello, Dustin. Oh, you could hear it actually. All right. Well, this cooled down now that I've been wasting time, so let's go ahead and just finish this one out. So what we're going to do is slip this, hopefully, over the other one. This is why it's such a pain in the butt. I don't need that much. I may use a larger piece that I have personally on that I use for receivers, because this is really a T. Oh, actually, it's going good. All right, so we're going to slide that down. Hopefully, get a little bit more. Come on. There we go. We got to get it far enough away to where it doesn't get affected by the soldering, else it's going to shrink right where it's at, and then I'm screwed. So we're going to kind of push it down there as much as we can. All right, there we go. Now we got to make sure our motors are twisted up really well, our wires. All right. Now, let's see, what can I use to help me here? Here, self-closing tweezers are the best thing in the world. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, well, here we go. There's one. Two, three. And here we go with the last one. Perfect. Okay. Now we'll go ahead. Try to get this damn heat shrink down. You have to really have patience for this thing because it'll piss you off. But here it goes. Here, come on, just a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Go ahead and heat that up. Turn the heater on. Once it shrinks, it's really not that noticeable that it's two different pieces. Not that it even matters. I mean, like, but just to say, it's not that noticeable though. Sucker's hot. My God, burning the hell out of me. All right, there we go. So far, so good. Okay, now. Where the hell did it go? All right, so here's the deal though. We know that we're putting this on as well, okay? And the way I did it before was this actually sat on top, all right? So first thing we want to do if you're doing LEDs is you make sure to look for the in and the out because you'd really bad if you put it in the wrong way here, put it backwards. So this is our inside, so go this way. And we have our ground, we have our second one here. So I can either do all four or I can loop them. I think I'm just gonna run all four in, which means that the out isn't necessary. So we're just gonna go ahead and take that off. Thank you. And we're gonna go ahead and take this off too. Thank you, actually, because we're gonna use wires. Oh, get off, there you go, thank you. All right, I'm gonna hardwire it on. This way we have at least amount of volume, at least amount of height here used, okay? So let's go ahead and knock that out next. That Revelation is pretty sweet. I'll show you that one, Dustin. Let's see. All right. Now I don't care about the overall length of this wire because that will be put on the board long after this is already mounted. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about right now is I'd like to finish one side, make sure all the measurements are right, and get rid of the trash at the same time. So there we go. Jack, I just saw what you wrote. Hardware decides rotation. I don't know what you're referring to. Sorry. I don't know if I missed something, or so if I did, I apologize. Okay, I don't use my helping hands right now, so just please, this is one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. Okay, beautiful. Go to the inside here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now what the hell? Oh, this should grab them. I'm wondering if I'm getting them mixed up here. So, yeah, that's perfect. Oops. All right, here we go. This will sit nicely right here. And this will sit nicely on top, just like that. Okay, so what we're going to do for this is we're going to take... Oh, Jack, yeah, no, you don't have to. It's all set in beta fly. It's also BL heli now. It used to be that would be a problem, right? You'd have to solder the one of the middle and one of the outside. But now you can just, whatever direction it's going, it doesn't matter. You just tell it to BL heli to go the other way if it's the wrong way. So that's why I twist them. I used to never do this. I used to be completely against doing this. But on a thinner arm anyway, if I go in and that's not going the right way, I'll just tell BL heli, reverse it. Okay, so what we're going to do here though, right, is we have a gap of about 1 mil drop between here and here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this right here so that the LEDs will lay perfectly flat. So I'm going to put it just like this. Now that's level. Okay, we're going to go ahead and peel this off. There we go. Here's our LED. Now that we stack that on perfectly like a big sandwich. Okay, perfect. Now, actually, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me do something else first, though. First things first. Before I put that on there, I do want to adjust, or I do want to put the ESC on with tape. I will have to use zip tie for the LED, but I want the ESC to be taped on properly. So give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and cut some tape. Well, no, I mean, you guys, it's easy because on the planes, you have such access to everything, and usually the stuff has banana plugs, I thought. So, I don't know, man, I think planes are, I'm still fascinated by them. One day you're going to have to teach me how to fly one. I won't hold my breath, because I think when you see how bad I am at that, and yes, it's possible to be worse at flying planes than I am at flying drones. Although I'm not too bad at flying drones. Me and Julio like to play tag. Nobody else really likes to play air jousting like we do, but we enjoy that part. All right, so we're gonna put this here like this. All right, then we're gonna put the next one, match the same length of tape, And now you can see why it's a long build, guys, because you have to do this over and over, but it's so worth it. This is such a cool, especially because we get to put the anthem on it, and I really have enjoyed doing that. So this is going to be fun. Sweet. Jeff Hardy is test flying a frame that I just made, and I told him fly it and beat the hell out of it. I need to know how it does. He's given me a good report so far on it, so that's great. Okay, I'm going to put the second piece of tape here because the outside edges are going to get zip ties because I can't put tape over, obviously, over the lights. So I'm just going to fit this next one right about here, just like this. Couple more wrappings of that, and that is done. And now we'll put the LED on, and if everything looks good, we can finish the rest. All right, so there's our ESC set. Now let's do our LED. That's going to be nice right there, and here's where we're going to use the zip tie. So let's see, we're doing black and red. Let me see if I have some red zip ties to make this really good. Some. Let's see if that'll work. Old man glasses, old man glasses. So much for keeping this table clean. See what happened. Okay. I'm going to let the glue gun heat up just a bit because I want to put just a thin layer under there. So while that's going, and that's good right there, so we can tape that. So let's go ahead and tape this here. And we'll use 2 pieces of tape. Hello, props off. How you doing? Okay, and the next one. Excellent. All right, so everything's measured right. I think we're all good on this part. ESC is good, so we're going to wait for a thin layer of glue right here. And then what's good about this is we will take our zip tie, if I can. Let me see. Hook these. Make sure, and if we're good with that, then we can keep this really clean. Yep, it's going to come out. I think it's going to fit perfect. need to crank down on it too much. I just want it to keep everything in line for right now. Just like that. All right. How's my glue going here? Almost. Almost. A little bit hotter and it'll be set. Let's give it another minute. Oh, headquarters are doing good, man. They're going at it. The pictures are awesome of what's been done so far, and I believe all the drywall and sheetrock and floating and texture and all that'll be done tomorrow. And looks like we're on schedule to have a nice opening for Labor Day weekend. So, all right. So that'll be good. Okay. Now, let me get everything situated here. We have the second ESC right here. Let's go ahead, while our glue is heating up, let's go ahead and finish off what we were doing here. God willing, man, we're working on it. I mean, those two guys are kicking butt, so I wish I could say I've been there as much as them, but it's not possible right now. So I'm very thankful that they're able to do what they need to do. That's for sure. Gotta give a special thanks also to Julio's son, Brandon. He's been kicking butt out there. He's a good kid, man. He reminds me of my kid. You know, just ambitious. All these kids need is, I'll tell you, all they need is somebody to believe in them and give them a chance. And Brandon's a good kid. He will definitely, I will be more than happy to give that kid all the work I have for property when it comes about, because that kid is as good as gold, that's for sure. All right, let's tin this up. Okay. I swear HCLRC did this on purpose. I mean, you really don't even have to heat this up. It's so damn tight on here anyway. Ugh. All right, well that's about as good as it's gonna get. Let's just move it a little bit more. There we go. All right. This one will sit here. Excellent. All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't even look up. I just saw. You know, I take my glasses off and I can't find my glasses then. It's kind of a stupid thing. I need a temporary. Yeah, so like, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't received. I guess maybe I'm just not qualified as a vendor. I don't know. I'm sure there's big boys out there that I'm not the size they are, but nobody's. I don't see anything. Like I don't get anything about it. So if there was maybe some information, not that we'd love to represent out there. We have a trailer and everything ready to go, but I never get anything that says, hey, are you interested in coming out here to be a vendor? So I guess we'll just have our own races. I don't know. And thank you, by the way, for the compliment on the outstanding work. I appreciate that. Didn't feel like that this morning when I woke up and realized that I'd not done my best on a drone. So sometimes you just got to take a step back, take a break. All right, let's get to the next photo here. So this entire area is done, and because there's so much going on with it, that's why it takes so long. I apologize, but it is a long build. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's see where we're at on these wires. 1, 2, and 3. Ah, they're all about the same. All right, let's just pick one, get the average, and the average says right about there is good, so I'll take that. Save these. I always tell you guys that. Wires that Brother Hobby uses are outstanding. You can use them for any other build. for any other work that you need to do with them, so save them. Don't throw these out. They're good wires. All right, let's go ahead and get the second motor done. Okay, I'll go ahead and tin the ESC up while we're waiting. A real pain in the ass, you know that? Come on. Oh, we're getting close here. This takes longer than damn soldering. I have some wider ones I'll just use for the next round. There we go. All right. Yeah, I know. I mean, seriously, it is the most. But Matt, I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, it's just it's so worth it. I mean, it makes me. It won't make sense if I say it like this, but it's the only way I know how to say it. Is very few people take notice to the details that I do, so sometimes I just quit worrying about those details, and then it ends up letting me down because that's what I enjoy. Is I enjoy those details. I enjoy the fact that it's my work. So sometimes when a customer reminds me, hey, you know, I expected more out of you, and I'm like, you know what, you're right, and you know, man, I'm telling you, I was having a conversation with my wife about it all night last night, because I'm like, you know, I do this because I like to have something that says, hey, look, I take pride in my work and this is what I do. So when I go and lose sight of that for a minute, whether it's because I'm having a bad week or because something's come up, it's a bigger letdown. So I couldn't sleep. Like, there's no way I could sleep knowing that what I gave wasn't my best. So, and every once in a while somebody reminds you, and that's good because it means somebody's still paying attention. What the hell is it doing? Okay, so. Yeah, I'm gonna get those scissors in there, I think. Jack, this one is sold. Actually, this one is going to the gentleman in front row, Mr. Matt Dallas. That's the gentleman that is getting this one. But and then I have I can tell you that Dustin has been patiently waiting, and I have one for him that is very unique for him. But I am willing to make another one, and I promise you that it will be done this way, and we will be back to what we know. So, yeah, this is for Mr. Matt Dallas, who I might add is a very good person to chat with, because he's a very kind, but tells you at the same time, he's like, I don't know, I think he's better than me, because he's very nice about telling you how you screwed up, and I can appreciate that, because when they give you, not like you, Jack, you're just mean. Jack's just mean. Jack's just old and mean. God help you if you get him after he's been having a few too. Woo! No chance of Mr. Nice Jack coming out at all. But you know, it was good to be humbled a little bit, and remember, and Matt was very good about it, so I have to give him appreciation for it. All right. What's the most fun about this build, honestly, is when you put the ESC and it turns on and plays the anthem. I think that's what I love the most about this thing, other than the fact this thing hauls ass like crazy. So, no, Jack, you have to. You're just like you're perfect the way you are, my friend. If you were any nicer, I wouldn't be friends with you. You're the guy I go to for brutal honesty. Yeah. Well, I care. I guess sometimes, like I said, it's like I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's like sometimes people, like you make something or you do it by hand, and people, I don't know. Some people, I guess, they just don't. They don't. I don't know. It matters to me, and it's like you said yesterday, Matt. You said it's not about the money, and you're 100% right. It's not. I like the fact that when I do something and I take my time and I show people how much I care about it, I want to know that when my name comes up, other than obviously when people don't like me because I'm me, I like it to be, man, this guy does good stuff, and this is what I'm trying to teach my kids is your reputation, your word, it's all you got. You throw that away, you got nothing left. Well, I'm not about to let that happen just because we've had a bad month or drama or whatever. I don't want to lose it all over that. No, sorry, 1 second. I want to make sure I get this first. Oh, that's true. That is 100% true. Julio's got it spot on. If you get Jack before 5 o'clock, then you get Jack Shaughnessy. If you get Jack after 5 o'clock, you get Jack Daniels. So if you don't like the answer to your questions, look, even Jack's like spot on. If you ask Jack something before 5 o'clock and you don't like the answer, ask him again after 5 o'clock. Now, you may really not like the answer, or he may go totally the other way. But as many of you know, and as I say every once in a while, I remind Jack was my first customer. He's the only reason I'm even in business, because I had made a deal with my wife, and I've said this before, and just so some of you know, I made a deal with my wife in 2017. I had been doing this out of my house, just like for fun and stuff, and I told her, if I don't sell one drone before the end of the year, I'm just I had other businesses and stuff, but then I'm done. And I shit you not, that man on December 31st. And he didn't know that. It's just God worked in mysterious ways on December 31st. I can't say I'm glad with my decision. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right decision. No, but seriously, I mean, like, Jack is the only reason I'm in business. Because that was it. I mean, it was the day of. And he had no clue I made that deal with my wife. It's not like, okay, now let me go ahead. And I was ready to stick. I was like, that's it, babe. My wife had been very supportive of me doing this. I was doing it to stay at home so I could be with my kids, and she was very supportive. But I mean, after a while, it was like, hey, it's cool and all, but you're not in a fraternity. This isn't a boys' club thing. Let's go. Starting to make money and do something. And she was right. Jack saved the day. I don't know if my wife thanks you, Jack, or not at this point, but I do. But did you ask you a question? Leadership has taught me tact and feedback. But I do care. I mean, like, it's... If I could tell you how shitty my month is, if I could tell you how much I would love to see my kids, so sometimes I get so caught up in it, I just don't want to do anything else. And then I go and do something like I make a drone like I did for you, and it's a disappointment. And then I'm like, now all of this drama is it's letting me down, and I'm letting people down. At that point, that's it. You got to step it up, Got my dad sitting in Beirut. His anniversary's tomorrow with my mom, and he's not here, and that sucks. And the kids are right down the street. So sometimes you just get overwhelmed. But I'll tell you what, I'll come back and I'll make this thing better than ever. All right. Enough of that. Let's work. I miss my boys. That's all. All right, let's get these two done, and then we can go into the back ones. All right, there's the and let's see, that should be it should be right there. Perfect. Yeah. I think. All right. Here we go. Okay. So now. Let's see, we've got two front motors. Let's go ahead and tape. We'll add the tape here, and then the front will actually be complete. All right, so let's do that. Oh, his football game was awesome, man. I mean, it's so proud of him. It was good. It was good. His first tackle football game, and I got to get some good recordings of him playing, and it was good. He got to experience the Maloof curse, which is when you're shorter than everybody else, and you don't weigh as much. I mean, I remember when I first started playing football, dude, I was getting thrown around like a rag doll. So he got to experience what it's like when somebody. He was on defense, and the lineman is literally like blocking him and then just falls on top of him. And my kid, I'm recording it, so trying not to laugh, right? But I'm like, he's getting frustrated because this dude's like twice his weight. And my kid can't move. He's like an upside down turtle at this point, just like wiggling. But it was really awesome. It was really, really, really cool. I was really proud of him. So, and I don't know. It was just really neat to see him with his big old bobblehead helmet on, and he just looked like he was having a good time. But yeah, he's like outweighed. I mean, he's outweighed by quite a bit, and he's definitely not the height like everybody else, but he's got the drive. So he keeps coming back. He doesn't quit, and that's what I liked about it. Is he's getting knocked all over the place, and he just kept going for more. So. Matter of fact, the kid that was doing that finally got pulled out of the game. His coach got pissed off because he kept holding him and falling on him, and so his coach, the other team's coach, because it was a scrimmage game, so there's no refs. But had the refs been there, it would have been called constantly. All right, so there we go. Let's take a look at what we got first, real quick. Okay, I think everything here. If we look at this, I forgot to have coffee here. I believe the ruler. See how close we are. So if we check, we should be pretty close here. So if we check, I'll say that running in line, we're about 45 millimeters. And if I put this one here and I run it in line, man, I tell you what, I think we're exact. I mean, I know I don't have hundredths on this ruler, but I tell you what, I would say that if I follow that line right there and I go right to here, we're pretty much, we might be 1 mil, maybe, but I'm looking at that right there and it looks like it's a mark on 45, and I'm looking at this right here and it looks like, depending on the angle I have, obviously, but I mean, I'd say we're very close. So these should look very identical at this point. They both turn where the arms curve. So I think that we're very symmetrical on this one, which is obviously the main goal here. So now we go on to the back motors. And this is the new GPS mount, Matt. This is the one I made for you since you're not going to use the back buzzer, so that'll sit right in there. This will actually mount to the top plate where the antenna is, which should take the vibration, reduce vibration in that antenna down to the stack. All right, but we shall see. You can let me know on that one. All right, let's see what else we got here. Here we go. Hey, thanks. This court stuff is where's you the hell out? I'll tell you that. But okay, so let's get to the next one. Let's put our ruler away. Don't need it. Where is the rest of my sheet? There we go. Okay, so on this ESC here, we're going to run this one just like this, upside down, just like that, right? So we're going to get it as close as we can to solder into here. And what's cool is then when these light up, it's going to be really nice in line. So let's get going with that real quickly. And again, we're going to be able to cut our signal and ground right off the bat because we know that they all are going to tie into each other. So let's go ahead and do that first. Just reinforce those two as well because they do look, those two solder points from each LRC, when you start moving those wires around, they will give. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure. Perfect. Now, with this one, I'd like to try something maybe a little different. Well, Matt, I tell you what, I'm going to make sure that you have the best frames for racing. So when the time is right, you let me know. I will put you down to test our frames. I have some even now. There's one being tested today that's, I'm really excited about it. So all right. Now, let me see something here, because if I can just get this beforehand, then I won't have to do that double soldering crap. So let me just, double heat shrink. So let me just see where I'm at here. This one's going to go here and here and here. And I can set that right about here, let's say. Okay. Which means this is going to go here, and I can set that right about here, let's say. Sweet. I'm either right or I'm going to have to get another motor. We'll see. I'm going to go for it. Why not? Dustin, you bet I am. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I think this whole week won't have the boys till Thursday, so I'm devoting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to pretty much being live the whole day. Just gonna do all the RMAs live, gonna do all the builds live, and just kind of get back to focus. We're supposed to, obviously, our stuff was supposed to start this week, but one of the people came down, has COVID, so they've postponing the court. So that gives me time to catch up on quite a bit. So yes, sir. Oh, I hear the thunder. There it is. Storm's coming. Dustin, it's coming. 350. What the hell? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, actually, I think they said at the property we need the rain too, so. Okay, I'll join you on that one. I mean, for so long it was raining nonstop, and it was like, God darn it, enough. Now it's enough, and now everybody wants it back. I don't think we're ever going to get it the right way. But I could care less if my grass is green or brown. Doesn't matter. That's good. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, now let's get another LED. Okay. There we go. Let's get this on there. Excellent. Okay, where is my tape right here? That's my boys. Give me 1 second, please. That's funny. My son's getting ready to play some Xbox, and he gets a code so he can play on my account. Help raise my level because I'm sucking right now at Rainbow Six Siege. So I should be getting an email here with a code, and I'll give him the code whenever I get it. Oh, not yet, but we'll wait for it. It's kind of like when I bet Sam's cousin about when those Fitbits got real popular. So it was like a big bet to see who's going to get the most steps and things. So my kids had a soccer game, so I had each of them wear it during their soccer game. And I was kicking the crap out of him. Then all of a sudden he put his on his dog, and then he's kicking the crap out of me. So there's always little tricks. My son's helped get my rank up because I keep losing lately. Anyways, he's funny. I think he'll. I think my son's gonna go. Like my middle son is, when it comes to gaming, he's one of the best. Oh, there's the code. Hold on, he's gonna be on me. Hold on. Let me text him. There we go. All right. So So he was playing, he gets invited to these big tournaments, but they don't know that he's only 14. So he's in there in this adult tournament. He's killing it, and then somehow, I guess once the payout comes or whatever, that's the end of that. But at least until that point, he's having a good time. Are those tattoos? Uh-oh, is it after 5 o'clock? Jack, are those tattoos on your arms? What the fuck? You talk. Shut up, Jack. Leave me alone. My kids, though, Ashton and Landon. And then Jaden was is around my neck. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Yo! Yo! My son get it? They sent it to me. What brand are your glasses? Well, are you talking about these old man goggles or my actual glasses? These ones, because these are broken. They're brand broken. These ones, if you're talking about these ones, I need a pair of glasses. Oh, so we sell them on our site. So just go down to on the left side under tools and stuff, and you'll find it says magnification and things like that. You'll find these glasses there, these on there. Everything I'm using, we have on the site. I don't use anything that I wouldn't offer to you guys. So you can check it out up there. All right, let's get the last motor. This is the new Titus V2 America Edition from Mr. Matthew Dallas. And it is a hoss of a machine. It is a beast to build. I'm going to go ahead. There's a surrender flag somewhere here for this one. This thing is a beast. Yeah, you got it, Larry. And if you have a hard time finding it, let me know. But yeah, we sell them. When we have them in stock, we have I think maybe 100 or so in stock, so they're ready to go. How do these things fly? Yeah, depends on who the pilot is. Let's see. This one's stupid fast. So this would not be one that. I mean, this is fast. 50 amp individual ESCs going on this motor, and this motor can. Matt, I don't know if you know that or not, but we actually did a benchmark on these motors a while back. I mean, probably a year ago. They can run a 5-inch. I mean, you wouldn't want to run a 5-inch on a 50 amp, but they can run a 5-inch. So they were tested on 3, 4, and 5. I mean, they were tested. They're not intended for that, obviously, but I was really curious about the durability of these motors. Real curious about them. So I did a 3, 4, and 5-inch test, and I was pretty impressed. I would run it like a very low pitch, but still. So you've got versatility here for sure. last one of these. Thank you. Let me cut this one even more. Yes, that looks better. Yeah. Yeah, it does a 4-inch prop real good. Perfect. Yeah, I didn't put them on the bottom of the plate. I don't know. They could be moved, I guess, but I'm not really sure how that would work. This is a. I mean, the way I did this build on mine. Wait, what is that? Let's see. Wait, head mount magnifier. Hold on, I missed it, man. How much magnification do the goggles offer? That's crazy. Hold on, I'm lost on some of these. Wait, okay, so now I'm just catching up on all this. So first of all, it says we're out of stock. That's wrong, so I'll go and correct that. We just had our shipment. You know what? They were taken to our new warehouse, and so chances are the system hasn't been updated yet, but Larry, I will add that with no problem. The rest of what's been posted, I didn't see it yet. I'll catch up there in just a second. I just want to make sure I get this done. Yeah. All right, let's see. last one, last one. Hey, Dustin, what's up? And that sushi's starting to sound good. I'm counting it down. Let's put that zip tie on the wrong direction. Cannot stand when I do that. Yeah, Sam said that was my treat today for getting my head back in order and getting shit done. She's like, hey, you know what? Let's just do sushi tonight. I like how she does that. It's like, it's my treat. It's kind of like buying a Christmas gift for somebody when you know they're not going to like it. So then you end up with it. But you say, no, it's your Christmas gift. And they're like, oh, hey, thanks. Then you end up like, okay, it's yours the next day. But she says it's my treat. Like, it's for me. But I know she's very excited as well. So, yep. We're gonna go get some sushi. After a long ass week, we're gonna sit back and relax and eat some sushi. All right, so now we have okay, good. Everything's looking good here. Work mule, yeah, definitely. I love working. Okay, now let's clean up a little bit and see what we got. Okay, let's make sure everything is done properly. And it is. Let's find our pads that we're going to use. Okay, so on the pads that we're going to use, Matt, you were adding the crossfire. So right now the main thing is going to be to find our how many grounds I've got, because I'm going to want to use as many of those. Okay, yep, VTX, that's fine, don't care. All right. So one ground. Let's see, 1, 2. LED is here. 3, 4. Cool. Let's just go ahead and knock this out because I'd like to just see these light up at least and make sure that we're all good. I'll come in this way. I like that better anyway. Take this panel off for now. Actually, hold on a second. Because when that vista sits, let me make sure that will be fine. Hey, Mama.
Hello.
How's it looking for dinner?
I'm just checking on how it's looking out here.
Well, how's it looking for you?
I'm ready whenever you are. I just didn't know.
Oh, what, you're waiting on me?
I thought you were going to finish first, so I was waiting.
Oh, there's no way I'm going to finish before. I think that we'll have to find a stopping point, eat, and then come back and finish tonight.
Okay.
But it's like,
We want to order it to go? We can just eat here?
oh, I don't know. That's up to you, Mama. You
That's
maybe
fine,
want to
I'll
get out
go.
of the house? We can get out of the house at least.
Oh, fine. I'll pick it up.
Well, we could get out of the house at least.
Do you want to get out of that?
What? I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
fine. Let me just go change.
Okay, Mama. I love you.
Then I'd be ready.
Alrighty.
Or rubber too. Did you hear the roll inside?
Oh yeah, I could hear the dogs going at it for a little bit.
Over that nasty banana.
Oh, sit still, damn it. Perfect. No buzz. Yes. Oh, what'd you say? Wait. Oh, no, no. Trust me, I know. Number one, yes, she is the boss, and she is my world. Let me tell you something, man. There's something special about a stepmom who's willing to put up with all the crap, stand by my side. That woman is beyond amazing. I'm very lucky. And when she says jump, I say how high.
Alright.
All right, Mama, let me finish these LEDs, okay?
Okay.
What time does the restaurant close?
Probably not till like 9.
What time? Are you sure it's Sunday?
Yeah, this year.
You sure?
9:30.
Huh?
9:30, I think.
Okay.
10.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. Well, according to Apple.
Oh yeah, let's not ask the restaurant. Let's ask Apple. So we went to so Sam turned 30, right? And we the whole story is beyond nuts, but I'll just tell the part about the casino. So, you know, we were supposed to go to Vegas. We were going to go to Vegas. It was a surprise for her. I was going to take her to Vegas, but long story short, those plans fell through. So we went, and her dad and stepmom met us in Oklahoma. I'm telling them the Oklahoma story. Anyways, so as many of you know, I used to gamble for a living. That's what I did until COVID hit, really. I mean, I obviously drones and stuff, but every once a week we had our place at the Aria there, our apartment. It's an apartment town, whatever it's called. It's an apartment, right? Yeah, it's attached to the Aria casino, the Aria Hotel. Anyways, so every other week we would go, and that would make a good income for the year. Well, after the COVID, that sucked. So anyways, so we decided to go to Oklahoma, which I've never been. And we went. And it was fun. It was interesting. It's the only time, and I will tell you, I've been in a lot of casinos. I've been playing my whole life gambling. I have never had somebody die at a poker table. But 3 tables down from me that night, a man died. While we're all playing, he died. And we said a prayer for him. I know Sam did, and I know I did. But my table was brutal. My table was yelling at me because I was a little concerned. And they're like, hey, we're still in a hand. I'm like, what? What is wrong with you people? So there is definitely now a difference, I will admit, between Oklahoma and Vegas when it comes to things like that. I was very shocked, to say the least. But we still did well there. But gentleman, apparently was an older gentleman, and I don't know, just kind of crazy. I've never seen somebody die at a poker table, but that happened on her birthday. I'm like, happy birthday. Wait, and then you bumped into who?
Jeff
This is
Lowe.
even better. Jeff who?
Jeff Lowe from Tiger King.
So yeah, so at some point that guy from Tiger King that bought the ranch or
Yeah,
bought the
cat place.
bought the cat place from the Tiger King guy. He's the other guy that was in the show. He's walking around the casino because apparently he's from Oklahoma. Good Lord, all the see, like in Vegas, we run into pros, right? Like I've met. I mean, I've been playing at a table with some pros, and so I get my pictures with them. It's been great, man. You know, Oklahoma, we run into some Tiger King guy, and I'm like, good God. So she comes back to the poker table and shows me this picture. I'm like, boy, you know you're not in Vegas now. Anyways, it was funny. And it was fun.
Just over here thinking about sushi.
What'd you just say?
Just over here thinking about sushi.
You're just sitting there thinking about okay, all right, okay. Last solder, guys, and then I will be back for round 2 of this. My wife is dropping hints,
What?
but don't play like you didn't know what you just did.
I don't know what you're referring
I'm referring to your little comment just now. Okay, let me solder this one, okay, babe?
to. Okay.
At least that way I can put a little bit of power, and I can see if this thing explodes or not, and then we'll come back and finish it off. All right. I know. Hold on. Let me get the thing. Let me see where I'm at on this real quick. Okay, so let's first do a continuity. I hate how these things immediately say continuity at the beginning. Okay, so no continuity there at all. Good. Nothing there. Now let's test a 5 volt real quick. Okay, so just to see if we can get any tones. Mama, you ready? Wish me luck. This could make or break dinner. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see what we got. I got 5 smoke stoppers all in line here to help. Make sure I got the right voltage here. I'm going to aim that away. Okay. Perfect. Well, I thought my LEDs would come on, but they won't come on just yet. I have to turn them on in beta flight, but that's fine. Good. So we got motor starting up. That's awesome. ESC initializing, I mean, that's awesome. So, okay, guys. So I am going to stop right there. I am going to go have dinner with my wife. Going to get some sushi, and then I'll be back to finish this. And so tune in about 20 minutes.
No.
We'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, I know. That's why I never count on the smoke stopper. I just count on it to lessen the explosion. I'll see you guys in just a little bit to finish this for the night. Okay, I'm excited about it. I'm really thankful that I'm getting to do this build. And I'll see you guys. I'll eat enough for everybody. And we'll talk to you guys soon. God bless, guys. I'll see you in just a little bit. Bye.